You ever wanted to be close to somebody? And I mean so close that your body is actually physically attracted to them. Well, you might be in luck. Try standing 1 inch away from your crush. Mathematically, at this distance, the gravitational force pulling you together is about 0.004% the typical thrust of a NASA rocket. That's cool, but what's really cool is Earth. Specifically, the gravitational pull Earth has on you. Scientifically speaking, according to Newton's law of gravitation, any two bodies will attract each other to some degree regardless of distance. So this means the original question was almost misleading. Really, if you wanted your crush to be gravitationally attracted to you, all you had to do was sit there. And as you sit there, watching this video, the Earth will pull you down 1.09 septillion times more than your crush would. Clearly, the only woman you need in your life is Mother Earth. I mean, she gives us life-sustaining air, water, and gravity. You really underappreciate it. Living in a world with gravity is the only thing we've ever known. So living without it is pretty much impossible and wouldn't even be worth discussing. But let's discuss it anyways. What would happen if you, the Earth, and everything in existence suddenly lost its gravitational pull? Before we answer the question, we have to figure out why things attract each other in the first place. The answer lies within satellites. Specifically, the way satellites stay in orbit. When a satellite is in orbit around the Earth, it is not just floating above the surface of Earth, but instead is flying so fast that it misses the Earth repeatedly and causes the illusion of orbiting. Earth does the same thing around the Sun. As the Earth approaches the Sun, the Earth gets pulled in more due to an increase in stronger gravity. Just as the Sun pulls it in closer, this also accelerates the Earth, causing it to speed up and overshoot the Sun. Once the Earth is further away, the effect of gravity is weaker and the Sun pulls on it less, causing the Earth to slow down and the cycle restarts. But what if there was no gravity to keep us in this comfortable environment? First of all, the moment that gravity disappeared from existence, Earth would fly off in a straight tangent line to its old circular rotation. The further that Earth flew off in a straight line, the more the curved path and the new path would be further apart from each other. Most things on Earth would begin to float quite comfortably and slowly. Things indoor would float to the ceiling, and everything not tethered to the ground would float to the top of the atmosphere. Anything traveling at a substantial speed would continue in that speed until air friction slowed it down. Apart from most things on Earth floating away, there would be many more problems lingering in the way of human sustainability. Within the first couple of days, the sun's light and warmth would no longer be a benefit we could enjoy. Photosynthesis would stop instantly, and over 99% of food energy production on Earth would end. Within days, the world would be 100 or so degrees below freezing, and within weeks it'd just be 50 or so degrees above absolute zero. With the Earth being so cold, the oceans would freeze over the surface with miles of ice. Microorganisms would continue to live at the bottom of the ocean unaware of what had happened. It would also be possible for Earth to continue to support liquid water due to the immense pressure and pure depth it'd be under. Life above the ice would be so far from comfortable. In order to continue living, we would have to most likely resort to geothermal locations like Iceland and Yellowstone for living and sustainability. At this point, the atmosphere would begin to be so cold that it would condense into droplets of oxygen dew and fall back to Earth. Without the protection of an atmosphere, Earth would be doused in deadly space radiation. With the atmosphere gone, the breathable air would begin to be sucked into the vacuum of space. Humans would probably die of starvation, suffocation, or freezing long before the radiation got to us. Gravity and the sun are two important roles in the key of sustaining a long-lasting civilization. It'd be a real shame if us humans had suddenly died because of something we had lack of control over. But be rest assured, this could not happen. The only way for Earth to lose its gravity is if it were to have no mass, and for that to happen, it would have to be completely gone. It would have to not be there. And the only way for that to happen is if the Earth were to quantum tunnel all of its particles all at once into a different location. And for our universe like ours, something like that is so improbable that for the likely time of all the universes ever, that probably would never happen, meaning it's something we shouldn't worry about. In conclusion, Earth is our planetary home, and gravity is what's keeping us staying here. Although life without gravity would be devastating, it would offer us a new path on the journey of human evolution. Perhaps if we last long enough to see it, we might catch orbit into another solar system, or we might crash into another planet. With that being said, thank you, gravity, for keeping us alive and sustained to this planet. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.